All right, no time to explain, gang. Welcome back. King Zeph here, back with another video for you guys. Happy Friday. I hope you guys had a great week. The weekend is finally back upon us. It was a short week because Monday we had Labor Day. So, we got a little bit of shortness in there. So I hope your week was productive. I hope you had a good week. I had an okay week, but it's about to probably hopefully get better because even though it took about 2 days too late and good old UPS shipping and everything else going in between, today is Friday, which means today is the official launch everywhere, OTS, as well as Target, Walmart, or anywhere that sells TCG product, Best Buy, GameStop. It is the official release of the 2025 Yu-Gi-Oh! Mega Tins, which has a lovely image of Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey on it. Now, this is not going exactly the way I was hoping to, because I was hoping to open 3 of these Megatins and 3 of the Megatin bundles, because this year is a little bit different. This year, you don't have to buy the tin if you don't want to buy the exact Megatin itself. They actually are selling a booster box bundle, so no different than the boxes that you'll find in Target or Walmart that'll have 4 booster packs in it. Essentially, you'll have a a card basically a peg style box that has all 3 Mega 10 packs in it, but it just doesn't come with a tin. Doesn't come with the tin, doesn't come with the dividers. It's a lot more, eco-friendly because there's less waste. You don't have to worry about kind of finding a spot to put all the tins after you're done with them and all this stuff. So it allows buying the Mega Tins a lot easier, which I'm assuming a lot of OTS stores probably got more than anywhere else. And they are like $2 cheaper. But the tins themselves got more expensive because if you want the tin, now you got to pay more money for the tins, which is the kind of the downside of the situation of this. So we're going to crack all 3 of these open. We're going to see what we pull. We're going to see all the cons and everything on that matter. Be on the lookout because next week, Monday and Friday, you probably can't see them because they're behind me in this chair. They're actually perfectly behind me on this chair. I do have a case of the mega bundles, so we'll be opening all 12 of those. And I have a case of the tins, so we're going to compare the pull rates between those, as well as really kind of gauge to see if the tins are good or not. In my personal opinion, the tins this year are meh, because the good, the bad, the ugly. The good, it has reprints people were wanting for. It has Bestials and Starlight Rares. It has the Dominus cards. It has Pirelli and Fuva, and a couple other cards that were long awaited and needed a reprint for a very, very long time. The bad, just like last year, it has a huge card pool. I don't think it's as bad as last year's, but if memory serves me correctly, I think there's 100 secret rares as opposed to the usual like 40-ish that the past Megatons have had, which means a lot of the cards you're probably looking for are going to either be short printed or hard to pull. The ugly, it's just a lot of cards in the pool and a lot of them are unnecessary. Another mild pro is that some of the cards that I've seen reprinted in this are actually good for Edison players. So the people that I like to play Time Wizard and stuff like that, there's a couple cards in here that they did reprint just for the hell of it. Really don't know the purpose of them doing it that way, but they did it that way. So that's a little minor little pro to this. So you'll probably be able to find some more cards at a cheaper price or rarity bumps of things, but we're going to give the full verdict of the good, the bad, the ugly when I crack open the cases. So if you're, last bit of business, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Love to see you join the channel and everything and stop by and say hello. A couple people have joined the channel recently. We are on a goal over 800 subscribers. So if you are new and like watching box openings, Yu-Gi-Oh videos, music reviews, and a bunch of other random stuff, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and then hit the bell so that way you know when we post more new videos, as well as leave a like and a comment for anything that you see or want to talk about in the video. I love communicating with you guys. I love doing special other things with that. And then as a bonus, we will be doing a giveaway. If we can get this video and the next 2 let's say all 3 videos that feature the tins, if we can collectively get 100 likes between all 3 of those videos, I will give 2 people a tin and a mega booster pack. So there'll be 2 winners. I'll set that stuff out to you. We'll take care of that, how we generally handle other giveaways. So I'll bring that up probably quite a few times while I'm cracking these things open, and I'll remind you guys on the next 2 videos. But like I said, if you're new, give us a subscribe. So I've ranted enough. It's been about 3 minutes. Let's get the cracking of these packs. So 3 Mega Tins we're gonna crack open a day, so 9 packs total. I, like an idiot, did not grab my knife. So now I have to find a way to open these things up conveniently without hurting myself, without hitting this camera, and without having a catastrophic disaster. Of course, per usual, these things are saran wrapped in like to the T, so they're almost impossible to kind of rip open and get off. But 1 down, 1 to go, 2 to go. Personally, I always like the tins. I like having the tins. I like the designs of them and everything on that side. So get out of here like that. Of course, you know, you can just take the inner little part out and store your cards in them. I'm gonna store this down here. And then, of course, first things first, we're gonna crack open. They actually gave us dividers this time around, which actually was a nice touch with the addition of the tin, because people do use them as card storage. So it makes perfect sense to actually give you something to kind of help organize them. And they are made of plastic. They are not cardboard. So these are actually very high, well, I mean, not super high quality, but they're high quality enough to compare to what you think you would get out of them, out of a normal box. But these are plastic, so they're really, really nice on that side. We're just gonna go ahead. You know what? I'm gonna just leave these up here. I'm just gonna fan them out and give some Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey. Side note, next week I am going to attempt to get the Joey Air Maxes. Wish me luck on that one, because I'm pretty positive, just like the Yugi shoes, they're probably gonna get, like, you know, botted to the wazoo. I believe they have the Red Eyes Black Dragon card in that box, so we're gonna try to get that. I already got the Dark Magician Adidas one, so I would essentially get the Red Eyes one. I'm thinking to do one for Blue Eyes. It actually can be kind of cool. But anyway, 3 mega packs in silver packaging, pretty standard stuff. No fancy designs on the mega pack. They're just saying we're just gonna make them foil silver and then go on that side and that. So, mega pack. So we got Flipping Felines, all the commons. Raizio Dual Drive, this is an odd one. So a lot of the like major cards like Raizio and Mala stuff, they're in here, but they're like rare. They're like commons. So that's very, very odd to see these as like lower rarities. Plasma Hole, which was already, I think the Plasma Hole was a rare. It was a rare or super. Awakening of Vados, not really so great. Ancient Gear Tanker. Our first ultra rare is going to be Dragon's Light of Darkness, followed by our Starlight rare is D&D Designator. So each pack is going to come with a Starlight rare. I believe it's 3 ultras, 1 Starlight, 1 Prismatic Secret rare. Should be the rarities, but this is our first Starlight. D&D Designator, which is a much older card, but still very, very pretty Starlight. Followed by a Raizio Cross is our ultra rare, so a rarity bump for that one, even though realistically speaking, this was in the World Championship pack as a ultra rare. So this is like a reprint to a reprint, because that came out a week ago. And then Levitor Dragon, which I believe is a rarity bump. This was a super. And then our first Prismatic Secret rare is going to be Mermail's Shadow Squad in Prismatic Secret rare. And then of course, Prismatic Knight, Ancient Gear Duel, Light Aura Porpoise. I'm gonna mispronounce the card. Also, big shout out to my boy Dexbloud. He hooked me up with a nice birthday gift. My birthday was last week. So he did hook me up for one of these tins. He did purchase that for me. So big shout out to him. We'll be having more content with him very, very soon. He and I think he wants to start a new podcast. We did a couple episodes that went really well, and then now he wants to do a more targeted podcast. So we're gonna try to work on that very soon. And I'm gonna probably hopefully to get him on the channel again, doing some pack openings or something crazy once again. So we'll be seeing him very soon. But very shout out to my boy Dex. Check him out. I'll leave his YouTube channel stuff in the bio below. Sengen Kaio. Ugh. All right, next. So then we got Multi-Universe. I've never seen this card before, so this must be either really old or is a card that I just kind of ignored because it was a common. And then True Light in Starlight Rare. Now, usually I do not play Starlight Rares or stuff like that in my decks. I might make an exception for this. I'd have to pull a duplicate though. But Starlight Rare for that one, followed by a Spirit of Yubel in Ultra Rare. This card was a not platinum, this card was a Prismatic Secret Rare last year. So it was originally super, it became a Prismatic Secret Rare last year in last year's 10, so nice reprint for that, even though Yubel was pretty like dead in the water. Rushia the White Forest, this is a card I definitely wanted. I'm gonna put this to the side, because this is a card I wanted definitely in a rarity bump. I bought these in supers when they made them. I think they put OTS reprints for these and made them super rares. Now that they're ultras, I can actually go ahead and rarity bump my White Forest decks, which I'm gonna hope to probably do a lot of. And then Danger Nessie is our next secret rare, another reprint of a card that's been reprinted to the dirt. Ashen, Mad Spectre Wind, and then Ashen was a card, I think that was a super original. Last pack of the first 10. So far, nothing super crazy, but it's not too bad either. Like I said, the True Light is a nice hit. Rushia I definitely need. Rushia is a one of, so I think that's the only one I'll need, which is great. So if I pull a duplicate, I won't even have to worry about it again. Fish Lamp, Terror the Afterroot, Ragnarok and Mantis, Silhouette Trick, which is a silhouette spell, Fishborg Harpooner, Release Brainwashing, which is definitely a reprint of the common, Tactical Trainer, Six Samurai, so this would be good for the Six Samurai deck. I'll put that to the side as well. Followed by Retaliating Sea. Oh man. Was it Contact Sea was the other one? It was Retaliating Sea and Contact. Which one was this one again? When your opponent activates a spell card that includes the effect that special summons a monster, special summon this card from your hand. If it's special summon this way, face up on the field. Send the graveyard, banish. Oh, this banishes everything. Okay, I remember now. Not too bad. And then we got Baka the Melodious Maestro, which I believe was in Rarity Collection, or was it in, well, Rarity Collection slash Quarter Century Secret Stampede. I believe it was in there. So, reprint of that one. Woes of the White Forest, a reprint of that in Ultra Rare as well, so I'm going to definitely put that to the side. And then Wake Up Centurion is our Secret Rare. Centurion, I am not a huge fan of. Zapper Shrimp, which was a reprint of a common already. So, first 10 down, next one to go. Let me see if I can get this one open. This one feels a lot more tighter. There was a trick I used to do to get these things open a little bit easier. Either that or I just had longer nails, or I just had a tool. I might have just had a tool with me, but I kind of figured this one out. But yeah, Centurion, very similar to, what was I gonna say? To Tempai. I hate Centurion, I really do. Especially Centurion White Forest. I love White Forest as a combo deck. It's one of my favorite decks to play, even though it's pretty much getting like, you know, it's kind of, you know, been hit a lot because it's one of those combo decks that like one really good hand trap and the deck dies. It just comes to a screeching halt. So I really don't play it that often. I played a lot of Master Duel, and it works fine in Master Duel. I'm still waiting for the rest of the Azamina cards to become available in Master Duel, but so far, I do love that deck very much. So it's nice to see on that side, but you know, Centurion, I hate that deck. Sangin Kaiman, which got reprinted in Ultra Rare and Secret Rare. Another common print for that. Ugh. Puppet Shark. Ruby Sapphirus, the Adamant Jade. Like I said, some of these cards I've never seen before. Sunset Beat was in a Battle of Legends. Followed by Memory Ghoul Armor, which I believe was already an Ultra Rare. It might have been a Super. And then followed by Spell Card Monster Reborn is our next Starlight Rare. Very nice one. The better Monster Reborn. So my recommendation to any players out there that are just stubborn and want to keep Monster Reborn in their deck, play this Monster Reborn for two reasons. One, it's not limited, so you can play 3 of these. But 2, this is a great way. This is like a Monster Reborn / DD Crow, because essentially the effect says target one monster in either graveyard, special summon it to the field, but for the rest of this turn, it cannot attack. And neither players can activate the effects. You can only activate one of these per turn. And it's a quick play spell, so you can play this on your opponent's turn, essentially. So, very, very good card on that one. It's a better Monster Reborn. That'd be definitely one I recommend playing out of that one. Followed by, we got Abyss Shrine, the Atlantean Spirit. And then number C101, Silent Honor Dark. And Verudrus as a Prismatic Secret Rare. I already have this card, so nice getting a rarity bump for that. I'll take that one. I don't even know what the value of that card is. Verudrus was a really good card because it was like, it was a Baron replacement. Since Baron is banned, it was like Yubel's Baron. Because if I remember something correctly, what is it, a 9 or a 10 star monster? It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a rank 10, so you know, 2 Yubels will get the job done on that one. So if you're here, the Ashen, I love how all the Ashen cards are like commons. Mermel King, Neptibus, Amber of the Ashen, Silhouette Trick, King of the Ashen City. This pack is Ashen. Nightmare Pain. So there's a rarity bump for that one. I don't remember if this card should have been, I believe, in the World Championship pack as well. Was our Starlight Rare. Red Rose Dragon is our Starlight Rare, so not really super cool on that one. Metamorphosis being an Ultra Rare reprint. I think this card's still banned, but of course for you Edison players, this card is still very, very good on that side. Followed by Tempai Dragon Fandra. Rarity bump for that one because it was a common. I mean, the Tempai cards were mostly common and supers, for the exception of Transcended Dragon. And Trident Drakion, which you even need Trident Drakion, but whatever. And then, a Fiendsmith Adnam Gang as a Secret Rare. So most of the Secret Rares are pulling. Actually, I am digging. So some nice rarity bumps out of that one. Last pack of the second 10 before we move on to the third and final 10 so far. Let's see if we get anything nice. We'll see if we can get a decent hit out of like the secret rares, because so far, you know, everything's been kind of tame. Earthbound Fusion, Goblin Bikers, Grand Bash. Of course, the Dominus cards are going to be the major hits out of this. Necrocut Princess. This card was just reprinted as an Ultra somewhere. Was it Battle Legends? Yeah, I think it was the last Battle Legends set. And then Cosmo Queen, so Queen of the Prayers. So the new the retrain of Cosmo Queen as a rarity bump, because I believe that was a common last time. Followed by Spirit of Eyes of Blue. Look at that. Starlight Rare reprint of that. The Blue Eyes Link monster. And we're getting some really good Starlight Rares, at least from my personal opinion. Pile Armed Dragon is the next one, followed by Fiendsmith in Paradise. This card was a super. It was not an ultra, so rarity bump of that. Followed by Tales of the White Forest. Rarity bump for this. It's another one up, so I'm going to put that over here because I'm definitely going to be keeping that for my personal use and swapping out with the rarity bump of my deck. Last 10 so far. Last and final 10. Got the groove of this one. Next time, I promise I'll probably have my knife, which also means there's a 50-50 shot I'll forget it. And in all actuality, my knife is like somewhere behind me. It's just not close enough. It's not close enough to me for me to get out of my chair and get it. Now, one thing I will criticize about the 10 design. So of course they feature Yugi, Kaiba, and Seto before I open the last 3 packs, but then it has everybody else. It has Jaden, Yusei, Yuna, and it's like, you know, it has all the protagonists and stuff. And like the anti-heroes and that type of stuff on the side of their rivals. They could have gave us dividers for all of these. Like, they already had it set up for the dividers for the first 3, but they could have, like, it'd have been a nice touch. It's like, okay, you get 3 dividers, and then it's like you get a pack of 3, so you get like the GX ones, the 5Ds ones, or however way they wanted to handle that, or whatever. That would have been a nice touch. I would have really liked that as opposed to consistently getting Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey for the dividers. There's my take. That'd have been a nice little thing, especially considering the fact that they stopped doing promos in the 10s. That'd have been a nice little promo touch. Especially since like a lot of the mini boxes now are giving like field centers and dividers and that type of stuff out of them. So Konami, you dropped the ball on that one. I'll at least say that. If you watch this video, next year if you plan to do something like that again, hopefully take my advice on that. All right, we got Neptibus, Kyoko Habanashiri, Memogul Fork, followed by Centurion Archery. I think this card was a super. Followed by, was it Bazel of the Diabolical Dragons? I've seen this card before. I've never really paid attention to how good or bad it is. I really don't care about it that much. Followed by Way Where There's a Will, Tongue Twisters. Mimicul Cerberus, followed by Lightsworn Dragonling is our secret rare out of that one. Followed by Hero of the Ashen, Junk Dragonlin, and then Tricorn. Sorry, I can't read again. That's how you know it's getting late. I can't read. I can't speak. My English is horrendous. All right, Guilt of the Sinful Spoils. Sinful Spoils card. Interdimensional Matter Forwarder, so another version of Interdimensional Matter Transporter. An old school trap card that I really used to like. Sunset Beat. Raid Raptors Lunar. Followed by Seravis, the Dragon Sage of the Voice's Voice. Followed by White Rose Dragon, so I got Red Rose Dragon and White Rose Dragon and Starlight Rare. Code of Soul. This is actually, this was already an Ultra. Or was it an Ultra? No. Yeah, I think this was already an Ultra, but nice reprint for this. Followed by Fiend Reflections of the Millennium, so for the Exodia deck card, which really isn't used, but this is a rarity bump because it was a common. Followed by Sword Raziel in Secret Rare. Nice reprint to that, even though Raziel was pretty much on the down tail at this point. Time Engine, and then Swarm of Centipedes. Last pack magic, last pack of the third 10. Thank you guys for sticking around this long. Like I said, make sure you just give us a like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking out of the packs before we get to the case openings. And tell me if these 3 10s were a bust or not. Of course, it looks like this card's a little bit damaged in the corner. Assault Synchron, this card was expensive a long time ago, but now I know it's pretty much not. But a common print of that is not bad because I believe it was a secret. DPH Grunhorn, Sengen Kaiman. Danger Chupacabra is a common. Xyz Poseidon Splash, followed by Fiendsmith Sequence. Now, This looks really good as an Ultra. Nice Ultra reprint of that one. Followed by, ooh, Galaxy Eyes Photon Lure. This is a card I actually needed. I do need a copy of this card still. So if I pull a duplicate Starlight, I might use a Starlight. But this was a Galaxy Eyes card or XC's card of my extra deck stuff that I actually did need. So not bad out of that one. Melodious, followed by Anarchist, Monk of the Six Samurai. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you over here. And then we pull my Charmy Perulia. One of the Charmies. Last pack, last 10. One of the Charmies. I don't know which one is the most expensive. This one, well, I doubt. This one might be because this one is the one that's reprinted the least. So this one might be because Fool has been reprinted to the dirt due to Stampede. But this one only had the collector's rare reprint and then the one ultra rare reprint that came in the Mace. It was like Mace of the Masters. That's the only other reprint it had. So this is actually a rarity bump / first reprint since its secret rare release almost over a year ago. Meowth is getting reprinted in another set on that one. So go ahead and put you over there. And then we got Malice Q Heart Cryptor, which was a Ultra. That was a common. And then we got Mutilization, followed by Ragnarika, Celine Snapper. So I know I kind of move stuff around because these are cards I'm going to rarity upgrade in my decks and stuff like that. But I would say out of the secret rares, outside of Mel Charmy, the major hit so far would have been, I guess, to me, the Sword Raziel, Agnemgay, and Verugas would probably be the three major ones outside of Perulia. So those would be all of my three big pulls for me personally. And then, of course, for the Starlights, all the Starlights are actually pretty good. I'm surprised we actually didn't get any duplicates. So, of course, we got the Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, which, like I said, if I pull a second one of these, then I'll just use one of them. And then we got White Rose Dragon. All these are so shiny and sparkly. Spirit with Eyes of Blue, Red Rose Dragon, Monster Reborn, and then the True Light. So very, very good, very, very nice on that side. So that is going to conclude this opening, guys. If you did like this video, make sure you leave us a like, a comment, and a subscribe, and tell us what you're thinking. Be on the lookout for the next two videos, of course, Monday and Friday of next week. Monday, I guess we'll do the bundles first, since I didn't get a chance to open the bundles. If I can find some bundles between now and then, I might do another video Sunday, but we're going to be opening 12 of those, so we're going to be doing all that other fun stuff, and then we'll be opening up 12 tins. And then also be on the lookout for the World Championship box opening. I believe that was probably going to post Wednesday, and then probably sometime either tomorrow or Sunday will be for Retro Pack 2, because I still have a bunch of those. I have not yet to crack this open. I was gonna do that one for Wednesday. Granted, if I couldn't get tins, and there was a hope that I could have got tins, and it got delayed until today. So yeah, regardless, all the other fun stuff. But like I said, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe, tell us what you're thinking. And then let's get this video along with the next two to over 100 likes, so that way you guys can win some free cards. So in the meantime, it's King's Death, no time to explain. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.